everybody! So it's easy to take things for granted, and this video isn't about how much money we make, but instead it's about the literal existence of the objects around us. If you think about it, it almost seems like all of the objects that we touch and use every day were just kind of born into existence. Take guitars, for example. Sure, guitars are mostly made out of wood, but it's not like trees just grow guitars. The shape of a guitar is so smooth and curved, and the pieces fit together so seamlessly, and there's different colors. So how does the shape get that way? How does a guitar make such nice sound? With all of these unknowns, it really seems like guitars, along with all the other objects around us, sort of just started out that way. They were just always guitars. It turns out that most of the objects around us take a lot of tender love and care and effort to be made into existence. So meet Ken Jones. He makes guitars from scratch, and he'll demystify some of the mystery around how guitars are made.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Candler, North Carolina. Mountain Song Guitars. This is one of my guitars, and I'm just going to briefly walk you through the process of building a hand-built boutique instrument. First step in building a guitar is to bend the sides. So we start with our select material, in this case some beautiful Tasmanian tiger myrtle, which has been cut and book matched. We then take the side and we spritz it with water, and then we put it in our side bender right here, which uses a combination of the heat of the water and heat from the silicone heat blanket to sort of steam the wood and soften it and allow it to be bent. So the next step in the process, once the sides are bent, is to get those into the mold. This is a typical mold we use for just sort of containing the sides and keeping everything in place as we work on the top and back. This is the back that I'm working on for this instrument, and so the other thing that goes into these parts before they go on is that they have to be braced. That means that we put strips of wood across the piece in different places. So this decorative element around the sound hole is called a rosette, and traditionally the rosette functions to sort of reinforce the delicate nature of the sound hole. These are all separate pieces of wood. This is flamed Tasmanian blackwood, and this is ebony here, and then the separate lines in there are all added separately, so there's probably about 30 working parts within this one rosette. After we join the neck to the body, there's really just the final assembly of the instrument left to do, which means attaching the tuners, which, you know, they just go through the headstock like that, and they're screwed in place. And then it's just a matter of setting up the instrument, which involves making a nut, which is a piece of usually bone that goes right here, which is one of these. And so that's what the strings rest on. And on the other end is another piece of bone, which is called a saddle, which is then fit into a slot in the bridge, which is where the other end of the strings are attached. We'll have a guy say, "Oh, I love this guitar, but it's just a little bit too bright, you know, for me." So we'll suggest, you know, like fossil mammoth ivory saddle, and that'll just be enough to, you know, kind of take the edge off that brightness. And we've done that a couple times for players, and they're just like, "Oh my God, I don't know what you did, but it's like perfect." At that point, you have a guitar ready to sing its mellifluous tones to the world.
Thanks for listening.